Coming up, guns in national parks. A new federal law allows firearms in wildlife areas. What this means for us in D.C., straight ahead.
And who's watching on your webcam? The controversy behind one way to find stolen laptops. We have the story. District Wire News starts now. Good evening. I'm Gabrielle Jones.
And I'm Evan Banks. The federal government recently lifted a ban on carrying guns in national parks. Lauren Smith has the local reaction and what this means for park visitors across the country.
Visitors in national parks are now allowed to carry loaded and concealed handguns in up to 392 parks nationwide. Although the federal government lifted the ban, visitors will need to carry proper permits. And depending on where the park is located, state gun laws still apply.
There's no reason for people to have guns in the national parks. I don't know what the laws are about hunting in national parks. You know, that's one thing, but the idea of having guns I just don't think is a great idea.
Carrying a firearm in D.C. is still not allowed. Nearby in Virginia and Maryland, though, a person can carry a handgun, but the right permit is required. Either way, the uplifted ban is causing mixed reactions.
A lot of children are out there, a lot of people don't know how to use guns, and a lot of people have very extreme opinions about a lot of things, and it does make me nervous.
Even though you can now hike or drive with a gun in a national park, there is one federal law that still stands. And that is, guns are not allowed in any park visitor centers or buildings. So for now, park rangers and park police will have to keep a lookout and make sure visitors follow the law. Lauren Smith, District Wire News.
Metro says some of the cars in June's fatal crash needed brake maintenance. They claim the deferred maintenance did not cause the crash or impact safety. The National Transportation Safety Board is questioning Metro about the cause of June's crash in public hearings. The board begins 3 days of hearings today. The hearings will address all of Metro's safety issues, not just those associated with the crash. Congress is considering taking over Metro if safety conditions don't improve.
Moving to healthcare, the District Department of Health is partnering with Amtrak to distribute H1N1 shots. The vaccine is being given to the public for free at Union Station this evening until 8 p.m. The clinics will also be open tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Department of Health is concentrating on distributing the vaccine in high-traffic public areas, such as airports and train stations.
Medical records in the district are getting a digital facelift thanks to $15.4 million in stimulus funds. The White House wants the money to encourage the healthcare industry to exchange records between doctors and hospitals. The funding will also help train future healthcare workers. The money will go to the city government, the D.C. Primary Care Association, and the Providence Health Foundation.
The D.C. City Council meets this afternoon to hear testimony on a bill that would legalize marijuana for medicinal purposes. The bill would set up 5 dispensaries in the district where patients with prescriptions could pick up a 30-day supply of marijuana. The dispensaries would have to be at least 1,000 feet away from any school and would require patients to pay registration fees. D.C. voters approved a medical marijuana law back in 1998, but Congress has blocked all attempts to implement it.
A new study ranks one local city among the top 5 wealthiest in the country. Arissa Scalera has the story.
The Washington, D.C. area has recently become known as a home for the young and the wealthy. Now it's official. Arlington, Virginia is the 4th wealthiest city in America, according to a recent study by BizJournals and Portfolio.com. So why is Arlington so attractive to young professionals?
It's in such close proximity to D.C., and you don't have to pay D.C. taxes, paying Virginia taxes. All the metro is very accessible.
Some Arlington locals say the city's wealth is hardly surprising considering the rapid growth of the area.
I'm not too surprised, just in part because of all the, first the federal workers and then all the businesses that have sprung up around here.
Still, some longtime residents say that while Arlington may top the chart when it comes to income, it's the city's charm that makes it a great place to live.
It's not very ostentatious. It's very friendly. The neighborhoods are great, and there aren't too many mega mansions.
Other local cities that made the top 50 include Alexandria, Virginia, Columbia, Maryland, and of course, Washington, D.C. Arissa Scalera, District Wire News.
Built-in laptop webcams have been used to catch thieves in the act, but one school district may have been activating them on school-issued laptops without telling students. Sean Connolly reports.
U.S. Attorney's Office and FBI are investigating whether a Philadelphia school district violated students' privacy. At issue is the remote use of webcams built into laptops issued to students. School officials say they activated the webcams when laptops were reported stolen, but never told students or their parents they had used the webcams. The AU library has had its problems with stolen laptops. This spring, the library will install security cameras in certain areas to help prevent laptop theft. Head librarian Bill Mayer says this approach differs from the case in Philadelphia.
Now, these cameras will be monitored by authorized appropriate staff from the Department of Public Safety in conjunction with library administration staff as well. And ideally, it's not meant to observe anybody, it's meant to be able to enforce any loss or theft.
Mayer says the university library protects students' privacy.
I can tell you that we don't do any log sniffing or anything like that. We're not interested in what people do on their machines.
Laptop cameras have been used to track down thieves before, but now that these tiny cameras are so commonplace, this particular case has serious privacy implications. From Washington, Sean Connolly, District Wire News.
Coming up after the break, George Washington keeps giving to Mount Vernon. We'll have the details on a new presidential library planned in Virginia.
And AU now has its own social networking site. But is it the new Facebook? We have the story.